This is the new and improved forgiveness.
I just want to apologize to you again, tell you how I'm sorry I am about the mistake, and if there's anything at all I can do for you, please don't hesitate to ask. Come along, Howie. It's time for your lobotomy.
Forgiveness.
I'm not sorry I took the money.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Sorry Not Sorry Pickleball Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Callie. This week's episode, we're going to talk about this weekend in the PPA. We had a fun little tournament up there in Minnesota, except this week it was a little bit different because it was indoors, which was a good thing because I don't know if you guys saw the weather in Minnesota. You're going to see it in a second. It was pretty snowy. Can't really play pickleball outdoors in the snow. I mean, as you can see, would have been an interesting little match if we had played outdoors in this weather. I mean, they play football in the snow. They play hockey in the snow, I think, sometimes. Why can't we play pickleball in the snow? Either way, I get it. Gonna play indoors on that roll. What's that company that makes the roll out? What's it called? Roll up pickleball floor. I don't know. It looks interesting. Looks good enough. But yeah, it's the Vulcan Indoor National Championships. So let's talk a little bit about who won on Championship Sunday to start us off. So first up, we had James Ignatowicz playing in singles against J-Dub. I got to tell you, my favorite part about this match had zero to do with the match, and it had more so to do with the scoreboard. Let's see if we can get a good shot of that scoreboard in there. There it is. So check this out. Literally on the scoreboard, we got Big Papa Jimmy against J-Dub. So if you're wondering, why is he being called Big Papa Jimmy? Well, let me show you. It all started a few days ago when we were watching the mixed doubles matches, and we had this amazing game. If you're going to go back and watch any game from this weekend, I definitely recommend this one. It was Riley Newman and Anna Bright against Anna Bright's boyfriend, James Ignatowicz, and Catherine Parento. I mean, it doesn't get much better than this, especially with who was here this weekend. Side note, Ben Johns and Annalee Waters were not there this weekend, which made for an interesting Sunday with the championships. But regardless, this match was just as good as we've ever seen. Came down to the wire, and let me just show you what the reaction from James Ignatowicz was when he won this match.
Championship court, where I have Catherine Parento and James Ignatowicz here with me, who just secured their spot in the finals for this Sunday. Catherine, I'm going to start with you. How does it feel to beat this season partnership?
This is awesome. I've been playing with James. It's just
Normal
unbelievable.
answer.
He's so positive. And the guy was cramping. We were up big in the third, and I was a little bit,
Let me just say, too, the formula with these interviews is just praise your partner, say good things about your opponents, and then just say positive.
Speaking of the cramping in your
Let's see
leg,
if
how
James
does it
follows.
feel, and what happened to make you pull through in the end?
The monkey's off my back and daddy's home. Just so you know. Big Papa Jimmy. Monkey's off the back. Daddy's home. Let's go. I don't remember what the question was. Sorry, I'm cramping, like I'm just really in a lot of pain.
His leg went to his head.
Let me say something normal. Catherine played really well. I was really afraid that I was gonna even be able to walk. I felt my left thighs cramping and my right calf and like my back. It's horrible. I don't know what's going on. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night after singles. So I was super lucky. I mean, Catherine absolutely played so well. It was shocking. So, but I'm lucky to have a partner as good as her. I didn't think she would want to play with me, but here we are. I mean, I got Catherine on my team. It's pretty crazy.
Throughout the match, you stay positive. Is positivity part of your
now
game?
That's hilarious.
I would think.
Big Papa Jimmy. What an interesting little interview. So anyways, that should kind of give you a little hint about our other match that we had. So let's go back. So Big Papa Jimmy, I mean, you could just see by the score right here in this first game. He came without a monkey on his back. He killed it. Right as I say that, JW gets a point. But you get my point. Anyways, James Ignatowicz won this match. Had a pretty normal interview afterwards. Not really worth watching. But he's now established a new nickname. Big Papa Jimmy. I think that one's going to stick because the announcers are even talking about it. I mean, it's on the scoreboard, so it's pretty official at this point. Moving on to women's doubles. You got Leah Jansen and Elise Jones against Callie Jo Smith and Kovalova. Look, honestly, it's very fun, actually, to watch Leia play with someone like Elise Jones, who's, like, getting her fired up. You know, they both have, like, a certain energy that they have to feed off each other. You could see Leia Jansen gets real down on herself if she's not with somebody that's going to kind of pep her up. Wasn't good enough to finish this one, though. Kovalova and Callie Jo Smith, I mean, they just have the ultimate chemistry when it comes down to it. They've been playing together forever. And you could just see, I mean, they know how to play with each other. I'm not surprised that they took the gold on that one. Next up, we had the mixed doubles. This was an interesting match because we had Catherine Parento and James Ignatowicz against a team that we have never seen in the finals, Arnold and Stratman, who actually are dating as well, which is something I want to talk about in a little bit because we had a lot of couples playing with each other and against each other this weekend, which led to some interesting moments. But regardless, you know, as much as you could have chemistry with your life partner on and off the court, it was not enough for Big Papa Jimmy and Catherine Parento. We got to find a good nickname for Catherine Parento. What could be her nickname? Big Mama Kathy? I don't know. It's not that bad. Big Mama Kathy. I think I'm going to call her that. Big Mama Kathy and Big Papa Jimmy. No monkeys on their back this game. They crushed it. They were able to take it away in 4 games and 1 gold. So James Ignatowicz with 2 golds this weekend. I mean, the little asterisk on that is Ben Johns wasn't there, you know, which it always just feels weird. It kind of sucks watching Sunday without Ben Johns or Annalie Waters, but I don't know. Not that it may have not made a difference. Ben Johns wasn't even able to get in the finals. I think he only made it to the finals in 1 time last weekend. And actually, what's kind of funny about that is, and I don't know how I feel about this, but Ben Johns actually withdrawed once he didn't make it to the finals. He was supposed to play in a bronze medal match, and he just said, nah, not going to play in that. I withdraw. You win. Which is interesting that he doesn't care that much about it. I don't know. I'm sure he wanted to rest, too, for his gold medal match that he did have. And, you know, maybe the payout's not really worth it. I don't know. Whatever his reason, it kind of stinks that you miss out on that pickleball match. But that's just how the top elite level is. You know, it's gold or nothing. So I guess there's something to respect about that. So my point being, even if he was there this weekend, it's not guaranteed that he would have been in the finals. But still, you want to see somebody take down the GOAT to make it to the finals at least. Just means a lot more. Not that these, you know, 4 guys and gals didn't deserve it. Anyways, moving on. Next up, we had men's dubs. J.W. Johnson and Dylan Frazier. Love watching them play. They played a team that nobody expected to make it to the finals. Pablo Tellez and Federico Stackstrud. I always have to hesitate before I say his name. I feel like I'm pronouncing it wrong, but let's just call him Fed. Federico. He needs a nickname too. Fetty. Big Fetty. Big Papa Fed. No, I don't know. Federico. Let's stick with that. And the thing is, nobody expected them to make it to the finals, not even Pablo himself. And I want to show you just what I mean by that. So check this out. All right, so I'm going to play actually the last point from a few days ago. This was a semifinal match. This is the last point of the game, and I want you to watch what happens because this went viral. DJ Young, oh my goodness. He missed the shot long and throws his paddle down as hard as he can, and it goes right into the crowd. And they'll show a replay here. It's pretty bad what he did right there. I mean, just look at the reaction from the crowd.
Well, it's good for him to make it on doubles, and I'm glad no one is hurt from this missile going into the crowd. That's a little scary right there.
Oh my gosh, look how mad they are. Look how mad they are. Oh my gosh, he is such a douchebag for it. I love DJ Young, but come on, dude. That is not good. That is just such a bad look. That's worth a second look. Let's rewind that. Look how pissed these people are. Oh my gosh, that one husband's like, dude, you almost hit my wife. They're all horrified. He's like, fuck, now I lost this game and I got everybody pissed at me. And I gotta say, too, that was his second time throwing the paddle. He threw the paddle earlier in the match. So that was his second paddle he used. He went, fine, I'm doing it again. And man, he paid the price for that one. He ended up putting an apology out on Instagram. I don't know if he was too serious about it or if somebody told him, like, yo, you need to put out an apology now. We don't want somebody suing us. Which I don't think anybody got hurt by it, but you know how people are. They'll turn that into a lawsuit if they could find a reason to. Hopefully it doesn't have any consequences other than just somebody had a paddle thrown their way. I hope nobody gets sued, or I hope nobody got hurt. I don't think they got hurt. I don't think they did. Anyways, moving on. I want to show you the interview from after this game. So let's listen to what Pablo says here about his thoughts on making it to gold.
Tejas and Federico Saxrud, who just Pablo, I'm going to start with you. How does it feel to be in your first PPA men's doubles finals?
Amazing. It feels amazing to have to change my flight. I was booked them for Sunday, so gotta do that later.
Federico, you've been on fire this season, especially in singles. What attributes contributed to your success?
I don't know. I always book my flight for Sunday night. I have confidence in this team. So, yeah.
He's like, come on, man. What the heck? You didn't believe in us? And you're just telling me now? It's kind of awkward, but that's funny.
And Dylan,
It
they're
cracked me up
great
when I heard
friends,
that.
so it's going to be
And that makes
a great
sense. I
battle.
mean,
It's gonna
you
be fun.
know, how often do you expect to make
Like
it
I
out?
said before,
what are you going to do, hang out
and
there all day
Federico
on
both
Sunday?
play
I guess, I
singles.
don't know. You
Is
can
there
watch
ever
the
a time where
matches,
communication
but
becomes an
cold-ass
issue?
Minnesota, I would want to leave
Not
too. I
really.
don't
We
blame him.
practice together all the
Hopefully it
time,
didn't cost
and
him
we
any
know each
extra
other
money.
games really well, so it's just fun to
Taking
play
out
with
of
him.
second
Awesome.
place
Thanks so much,
prize,
guys.
man.
Congrats, and see you on Sunday. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
So anyways, nobody expected him to be here, not even himself. And they played all right, but J-Dub and Dylan are just real good together. I have to say, this was like the quietest match that we heard all day. You know, it's like you have James Ignatowicz, who's like a pretty, I don't know, I don't want to say he's loud, but he's not like quiet and introverted. And then the next match was Kovalova and Callie Jo Smith. They get fired up and pretty vocal. But this was just like dead silent. I mean, everybody on this court is just quiet as hell. Although Fed sometimes, if he gets pissed, I've seen him play in an APP tournament once. I would love if I remembered what tournament it was. He was playing a singles match, and he got pissed at himself, and you just see him go into the back tent, and you just hear all the cursing in Spanish. I wish I could repeat it, but I don't know cursing in Spanish. But you just heard all these like real hardcore curse words. You know they're curse words just based off the way his tone was. So he's got a bit of an attitude on him. I don't know if it's DJ Young level attitude where he's going to throw his paddle down. But he does have an attitude. But regardless, this quiet match ended with J-Dub and Dylan taking the gold, as I think most people expected. And then finally, we had the women's singles, and surprise, surprise, Leia Jansen came in second again. That's like her thing. She's like always coming in second place. I almost feel bad for her for that. But when you think about it, it's like anybody else would be down for that. Like anybody who's not getting on the podium would be like, yeah, I'll take second place most of the time. That's cool. But I don't know how she feels about it. It's got to like get to her some nights where it's like, hey, never getting first. You know, I mean, she has, I think, before, but it's like super rare. It's almost like you could bet. I would bet a ton of money. I should do that. I should bet a ton of money that Leia Jansen will come in second. If those bets are available, I'm taking it. I will bet on her getting silver every weekend. And it happened here. So anyways, that's the results of this weekend. But I do want to get into some of the X's and O's of pickleball. And by X's and O's, I don't mean the play-by-play stuff. I mean the X's and O's as in hearts and kisses. Because we had a lot of couples playing together. And as somebody who also has played in tournaments with their girlfriend and played a lot of pickleball with her, not the easiest thing in the world to do. Definitely a struggle. I mean, there's a reason why they call the middle line of the court the divorce line. I think they call it the D line, divorce line. Because, yeah, that'll start some fights over who should be getting that middle ball. You know, regardless, I was actually really impressed with a lot of the couples we saw this week. So let's start with the first one. when it comes to couples in pickleball, I think the most popular and famous one is going to be Kovalova and Matt Wright. I don't know. Are they married? I don't think they are, but they might as well be. And I gotta say, I never really see bad body language from them.
Drop game
Like, no matter
number
what,
1.
they seem
And
like they
then
handle
find
it
games
pretty
2
well
and
being
3.
a couple and
All
playing together.
smiles.
So to me, they're kind of like the
For
North Star.
Callie
Like,
Jo Smith
everybody
and
who's a
Dylan
couple
Frazier.
in pickleball should try to be like
result
them.
for a new pair. Stayed together the
Obviously,
whole way,
they
really pushed
wasn't
each
good
other.
enough to beat
Really,
Dylan
really
and Callie Jo
impressive
Smith.
stuff.
But I
So
don't know.
they
I
will
don't
be
think they're
moving
going home and
on
fighting
to
about
the
it.
semifinals
Wish I
here
could say
at the
the same for
Carvana
every couple
PPA
this
Tour.
weekend.
We have a new group coming.
So the other couple that I want to talk about next is going to be the newest couple that we've seen, Stratman and Arnold. Now, the thing about Arnold is he likes to get pumped up. He's got a lot of energy, and I could see that he is really trying to keep her locked in, focused, and positive. Now, as far as Stratman goes, she's a little bit different. She does get fired up, and she seems like she's actually staying pretty positive. But there's a few times I noticed where something happens and she kind of turns her back a little bit. Some body language where she's showing disappointment. But I gotta say, like, hey, at the end of the day, they made it to the finals. They look like they're pumped for each other. And they never really dived into being negative or getting quiet or distant or anything like that. They actually seem like they're going to do pretty well. And I heard the announcer talking about how he was talking to them before. And they even said they're doing, like, he didn't say therapy. He said they're talking to someone about how they play together on the court. It might as well just be a therapist. If it's not, it's the same shit, I guess. But regardless, it seems like they're putting in a big effort. If they're like, hey, if we're going to do this, like, we got to do this the right way. So I think it's whatever they did, I think it's paying off. You know, they made it to the finals. So that means that their chemistry is working. And they didn't get into, like, any big fights or anything. So that's always nice. I wish I could get into gold medal match and not get into fights with my partner. But hey, everybody's different. I do some shitty things too. I'm sure it's a lot easier when your partner is a pro pickleball player. But there is one more couple that I want to talk about. So let's talk about our third couple playing this weekend. Against each other, though. It's Anna Bright and Ignatowicz. Now, like I was saying before, this match was awesome, but check this out. I mean, you don't high-five your girlfriend and you just hug your partner who's a female, and then look at him, look right at her like, yeah! And she just says, fuck that. I don't want anything to do with you right now. She was so pissed. Now, a little background on this game. They were targeting Anna Bright so hard. They just kept attacking her left hip, and there was just nothing she could do about it. I mean, they just played way better when they approached it that way. And man, I mean, if you're Anna Bright, and just like for that, with that context, let's rewind a little bit. With the context of like, dude, she's just getting pounded all game by him, which is pickleball. That's fine. You know, and she's trying to be a good sport. She's like, shit, all right, we lost. All right, just high-five him. Just, like, give him a paddle tap. And she's waiting. He's, first off, hugging another woman. Okay, I get Catherine is not into men, let's say. So, like, nothing to be threatened by her. But still, that's a pretty big, long hug, you know? I can't imagine him hugging Anna Bright like that after a win. So that kind of probably brought up a little bit of feelings in her, I would imagine. But then this part. This isn't a good boyfriend move right here. Yeah. Looks right at her. Yeah. Are you happy for me? Just zero being humble. Did she even high five him? I don't know if she did actually. I thought she didn't, but she might have real quick. Okay, so she did. She did paddle tap him, but it was a quick one and she's pissed. Oh my gosh. I mean, just like, even during the game, you should have seen her. She had like some moments where she was just real rough. You'll see just kind of the mood that Anna Bright was in. I mean, look how pissed she looks. She is done. This was after the second game, headed into the third, and she is just like, that doesn't look focused. That just looks like stressed out. And then now, remember how he ended the game where he's in her face like, yeah! Not a good look, dude. And to just kind of infer a little bit about how that might have went the next day, well, number one, she wasn't wearing, I guess she wears like some James Ignatowicz pickleball hat, like to support him normally. And she didn't wear it on Sunday, which I wouldn't really think too much about, but I saw a lot of people speculating on that. It is an interesting thought. And I mean, on top of it too, he had normal interviews on Sunday in the 2 gold medals that he won after each one. It's just normal. You know, he was kind of being silly like he normally is, but he didn't say anything outlandish. So, I don't know. Maybe she had a little talk with him in the hotel room. Also, what is up with players drinking Coca-Cola in the middle of Championship Sunday? Or was it Championship Sunday? Who cares? In the middle of your tournament, you're drinking Coca-Cola? That can't be good for you. I mean, I can understand if it's Leia Jansen. She's got diabetes. I still don't know if that's good for her, but whatever. Okay, at least that makes sense. But if you're just looking for some sugar or caffeine, is that the right move? I don't know. I just feel like you would see Olympic athletes drinking Coca-Cola on the sideline if that was really the move. So I don't know. Hopefully that didn't affect her at all. Speaking of things that you shouldn't consume on the sideline during a pickleball match, check out what happens to James Ignatowicz over here. He gets a mustard packet after a cramp. I don't know if that helps or not. Look at him. He's just like, screw it. I'll just have it. Yeah. He just rips it open. I'm like still disgusted with it. I'm like, I've also never seen somebody struggle so much with a mustard packet. Look at him. Ooh, just a little taste. He's like, oh, not bad. Spicy brown. Prefer Dijon, but okay, I'll take it. Spicy brown. He's like, I'm good. He's trying to act all tough. He took like one little bite and then she walked away. She's like, good. He's like, good. I can put it away now. By the way, speaking about interviews, you might have noticed that Hannah Johns, who is Ben Johns' sister, who normally does the interviews for the PPA after each match, she wasn't there this weekend. I guess her and Ben were like, nah, I don't feel like going. Which I thought maybe it was all the brothers and sisters decided to not go. But Colin Johns went, and he lost super early. I don't know what's going on there. But regardless, Hannah Johns was not there. And it's one of those things where you don't realize how good someone is at something until they get replaced. And then you're like, oh my gosh, what were they thinking by not having her come out there? I don't know who this woman is that was doing the interviews after this game, but she just didn't quite have the same energy as Hannah Johns. So let me go ahead and just show you one of these clips. So Liv Borsky is her name. Look, here's the thing. I would probably rip into her a little bit more and just be silly and make fun of her. But
welcome back to Championship.
The only thing more awkward than her was the woman that shows the trophies. I'll just let it play. You watch.
National Championship. James, how do you feel?
Well, it feels good because for the 7 people that follow Christian Alshon on Twitter, he predicted that he would be a PPA gold medalist before me. So now I've done it twice, and he's done it 0 times. So thank you, everybody.
Catherine, you really held your own in those hands battle against Julian. What are you thinking in those moments?
Sometimes I like to go head-to-head with the guy in front of me. It's not a good thing sometimes. I don't think it's a strategy, a great strategy. I just like the challenge. And I know Julian really well. We play on the same team at MLP for the mat drops. But seriously, like Julian and Lauren, they had a really good run, so congratulations to them.
Formulaic. Praise the partners. Praise the opponent. Standard.
Yeah, I mean, this is our first time playing together, so definitely pretty crazy that we won. I mean, Catherine's such an amazing mixed player. She played so well out there. All I had to do was just kind of, hold my own and let her do her thing. So I guess this was kind of a tryout, first time. I think I passed the tryout. We'll see, hopefully.
We're going to have Lucia from Vulcan come out and present the trophy to you guys.
Okay, this is where it gets awkward.
Wow, James, we got to stop meeting like this. We got to stop meeting like this. I mean, Anyways, on behalf of Vulcan Pickleball, I'm so
What?
giving you guys this amazing trophy at the Vulcan Indoor Championships for the Carvana PPA Tour. You guys played amazingly, both teams. So impressed, both of you. Awesome. Thanks so much. Congrats.
I don't know. Maybe it's not
Back
that
to you,
bad.
Dave.
Maybe it's not that bad, but it bothers me. I don't know. She's like, what does she even mean by that? I don't know. It just feels like I didn't get her joke. We got to stop meeting like this because it was the second time she presented him a trophy. And it was just awkward because he didn't hear it. She had to repeat it. And then he was like, oh, yeah. I don't even think he got it. So it was very uncomfortable to watch. But hey, good for that Liv Borski because it took the attention off of her. All right, well, that's going to do it for the PPA recap. But there are some other things that I wanted to get into and talk about a little bit. One of the things that I just want to discuss real quick in the spirit of sorry, not sorry, is this commercial that I've been seeing. And you may have seen it yourself if you watch any of the streams. Just something a little bit weird about it. So I'm going to go ahead and show it to you. What the fuck was that? What is this commercial? Sam Querrey? What is he doing? He's in an empty stadium. This was the national championships at Margaritaville. He did not play. And they just had an open court and they just filmed him like playing around. Like, let's break down all these shots. Like, this commercial cracks me up. Here's a ball. I'm holding it. Woohoo! I'm swinging as I'm running out of bounds. Yeah. That's me. Woohoo! I won. What is he cheering about? He's never won anything. All I'm saying is that makes me not want to ever get a Franklin product again. Franklin has fallen off hard. They used to have Ben Johns. They even had Zane Navertil. You know, they had like other players, and now Sam Querrey. Oh, the #1 draft pick in the Challenger League. I mean, we all saw how he played in Major League Pickleball. Gosh, I don't think he's played in any tournaments since the Major League Pickleball. What is he doing? Why? I mean, look, I get it. Franklin took a chance on sponsoring somebody who's got a big name, kind of. He did play tennis, so you're kind of holding out hope that he's going to be good, but man, that commercial's just so embarrassing. It's not even selling anything. It's just promoting Franklin. Like, I guess it's about the ball and the paddle, but it's just awkward. Like, nobody's buying that he's playing a game. You know, it reminds me of that one commercial. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Okay, so this commercial is what it reminds me of. Riley Newman, Catherine Parento, and look, look at them playing. Yeah. But at least this gives the appearance that they are playing an actual game. And it makes sense. They're like, oh, let's take a break. Let's drink from our water bottle, which is what the commercial's about. Oop, tweener. Yeah, now look at us because we're hydrated. Like, okay, come on. That shit makes sense. Sam Querrey just standing alone on a pickleball court. Yeah. Dumbest commercial I've ever seen on here. So, sorry, not sorry, Sam, but that's some weak bullshit. Anyways, moving on. So one thing I was thinking about this weekend as I'm watching people play, I was thinking about Anna Bright and how she's sponsored by Yola. And you got to feel like she's pretty lucky to be sponsored by a company who has a really good paddle and is like innovating paddles. And, you know, like it would just suck to have a sponsorship of a company who has got a weak ass paddle. Like, actually, we were just talking about Franklin. A lot of people were saying that J-Dub, now that he's playing with that Franklin paddle, now that J-Dub is playing with that Franklin paddle that he's got, that's kind of like his signature paddle. Apparently, it's not that good of a paddle, and it could be affecting his play. I mean, either way, he's still making it to the gold medal matches. But it just makes you think, like, you could screw yourself over if you get sponsored by some shitty paddle company. You know, and you think about like Electrum and Paddletech, they're not really innovating. They're not really making new paddles, you know. So maybe being sponsored by someone like Yola or Carbon really is probably one of the best moves you can make. But I was scrolling through Instagram last week, and man, I just saw a post that really brought this point home. So I don't know if anybody knows who this guy is. His name is Eden Lika, and he was the number one prospect for the Challenger draft for MLP. He didn't get drafted at all. I don't know what happened, but Sam Querrey went number one, ironically enough. But this dude just didn't get drafted. I don't know if he has an injury or maybe he's just not a good personality fit, for any of the teams. I don't know what the deal was, but he didn't get drafted at all. So he kind of fell off the map. He was in a lot of APP matches last year. So I knew who he was, but I was cracking up when I saw this. He is sponsored by Phantom Pickleball? I mean, look at this logo. First off, I love he's got like the signing video. Like, yeah, big draft day. I just got signed to the, New York Giants or whatever. Like, he's acting like he's a number one draft pick and it's some big moment. Look at this guy. He's so pumped. He's like, yeah, people actually are going to buy my paddle now. Nobody's buying this paddle. Look at this thing. I mean, here, let me put this full screen. I mean, it's like an evil looking paddle. It's got like haunting eyes on it. It just, I don't know. It just doesn't, I mean, you can't judge this stuff on its looks, but like, I think if this paddle was good, we'd probably see it a little bit more. And I got to tell you, this logo just cracks me up. Like, look at this logo right here on the top right. Phantom Pickleball. Let's go to their page. I mean, come on. Like, this is just, like, so gimmicky. Like, oh, let's be intimidating. And, oh, let's be, like, have an evil look. I mean, like, the logo literally, look at that. That looks like a evil villain in a cartoon. Like those Batman cartoons that were on back in the day. Like, this looks like a character from that or something. I don't know. Either way, it's just corny and cartoonish. Ugh. So, I don't know. Looking at stuff like that, that's got to make you feel really, really good about being sponsored by someone like Yola or shit, even Electrum or Paddletech. Who cares if they're not innovating? I'd be embarrassed if I had to play with that. Ugh. But I don't know. Maybe he's got a big payday. So maybe that's worth the trade. We'll see how it plays. Maybe I'll just get one for shits and giggles. Just try it out and test it. Nah, I don't know. You know what? Let's see. How much is this? Let's Google it. Phantom. So check it out. I'm on their website. Let's see. Let's shop paddles now. Oh, look, they got the Savage, the Sniper, the Immortal. What was the other one? I want to see that. Oh, and the Goliath. Ooh, how intimidating. Each one has a different color eyes. I mean, like, you have to be into comic books if you're getting one of these paddles. Let's see. Oh, do we want precision and performance, or do we want power and precision? So power or performance is really your choices there. What does that even mean? Power or performance? That precision is control, right? So what the fuck does that mean? Let's go to Savage Paddle. $150. I love this rating, a 98 power. What the fuck does that mean? Are you kidding me? This has got 98 power, 96 spin, 95. Like, as if this is like, some like video game, like if you're playing Madden football, and it's like, yeah, my speed is like a 98 out of 100. I'm the fastest. Like, what the fuck are these stats? What do they even mean? Out of what? This is just ridiculous. Premium grip, edge guard. Our paddle has an edge guard. Does your paddle have an edge guard? Oh, an end cap. Stylish and easy to spin for first serve. Dude. Never in my life you're going to catch me with this thing on the pickleball court. But hey, Ed and Lika, you got a nice little paycheck, which you're probably going to need if you're not playing in MLP. So, good for you. All right, well, we are coming to the end of this episode, but before we take off, I'm going to play everybody's favorite game, partner body bag, winner off the net. It's almost like Marry, Fuck, Kill, which you've probably played back in the day. This is the pickleball version of that, where I'm going to get 3 names, and I'm going to decide who will be my partner, who will get body bagged by me, and who will be the victim of me hitting a winner off the net. Sorry, not sorry. You get it. Anyways, the 3 names were texted to me, and I don't know who they are, but my sometimes co-host Lala, who you may have seen on the show before, she sent me 3 names, and so here they are. Oh, interesting. Okay, this is pretty. Oh, this is so good. Okay. So here are 3. I was not expecting this. Okay, number 1, Dylan Frazier. Number 2, Jason Arnold. And number 3, wait, hold on, I gotta pull up her face. And the number 3 person, Lucia from Vulcan, everybody's favorite trophy giver. She's the 3rd person on. So to recap, my choices are Dylan Frazier, Julian Arnold, and this woman from Vulcan. Oh boy, where do I begin? Wow. Okay. So let me first start off with, who do I want to partner with? And I guess I'm probably going to pick between Dylan or Julian Arnold. Who would be more fun to play with? That actually is an interesting choice dilemma right there. Because Julian Arnold seems like he'd get me really pumped up. He'd be positive. But at the same time, Dylan would be quiet. And that would probably help me focus. And he's like positive too. I think that I would probably play better with Dylan just because I'm not distracted by him or anything like that. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he smokes a lot of weed, so that would be fun to like hang out with him and smoke weed with him too. I don't know. So yeah, I think I'm going to choose partner, Dylan Frazier. That means now, who do I body bag? Do I body bag our favorite trophy giver here? Or do I body bag Julian Arnold? Part of me feels bad body bagging this poor lady. She's already awkward enough. Screw it. I'm body bagging Lucia from Vulcan. You're getting body bagged, lady. Oh, right in the chest. And then, of course, that means I'd hit a winner off the net on Julian Arnold, which actually is a good move because if you want to win against him, I mean, what the fuck do I know? But I would just assume based off what I've been seeing, if you could get him kind of discouraged and like in his head and not positive, that might go in your favor. And I think body bagging him would just get him more fired up and kind of work against me. But like a winner off the net, he might be really like frustrated with that. And that could help me. And then, I mean, I'm just so frustrated, cringing at watching this woman play or give out trophies. Might as well body bag her. James looks like he would body bag her right now. That's kind of the scowl he's given. So there you have it. Partnering with Dylan Frazier. I'm going to hit a winner off the net against Julian Arnold and body bag Lucia from Vulcan. Well, with that, that is going to do it for this week's episode. Thanks for tuning in. Go ahead and make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, notification bell, all that jazz. I don't know if you feel like it, go ahead and do it. Hopefully we'll be back in about 2 weeks. I think that's the next PPA event. Been a while since we've seen an APP stream, but when that's back on, we all got to make sure we support the APP because we need competition on these pickleball streams. We can't let the APP fall off, even if they don't really have anybody good over there. We need to make sure they hang around. And that's only going to happen if we all watch and support. So hopefully we could all do that. But they don't have another tournament for like another month from now. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Anyways, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time.
Forgiveness is more than saying sorry. I'm sorry. forgiveness.